All right. Well, let's move on now. We're running short on time, so I want to get into discussing a little bit about. Well, again, we'll have some time for questions in a few minutes here, and that can go a little longer, and if people want to stay on. But I want to talk a little bit about how we can help you as Christian Educators Association, and I hope this information has been helpful to you. I hope that we've answered a lot of your questions already. But I would like to talk to you about who we are. We've been around since 1953, believe it or not. Consider Christian Educators Association to be one of the best kept secrets in schools and in our Christian community. We've been encouraging, equipping, and empowering Christians in our schools all the way since 1953. And I like to describe Christian educators as having sort of two wings. We have a protection wing, and we have a ministry wing. And so let's talk about those two things briefly. The protection wing means that we are an alternative to teachers' unions. Okay, now lots of Christians have different opinions about unions, and that's fine. If you want to join a union, great. If you don't, I totally understand. That's what I chose to do. But lots of teachers don't want to be part of the union because of what happens to your membership dues, especially at the state and the national level, and so they come to us instead. And we provide many of the same protections that unions provide, although typically much, much cheaper. If you go to the landing page, ceai.org/teach for the heart, there'll be a video there. But it's the second video down. It's not the first video that kind of explains all that union issue. I don't want to spend a lot of time on that here. But if you're curious about union membership and how that interfaces with Christian educators, that's a great video for you to watch. Well, I will say this, though. When you come to Christian educators for your basic protections, you get protection from a biblical worldview, and we pray for you and we support what you're doing on your campus. And that's really important because a lot of times as a Christian teacher, you may think, well, if I'm going to have a problem on my campus, it's probably going to be because of my faith. And is that union gonna have my back? Maybe not. There's some great people out there in unions, so maybe they will, but they might not. And so we offer protection from a biblical worldview. So what do we offer? We offer $2 million of professional liability insurance in case of any lawsuit against you. That's typically double what the unions offer. We offer job action protection. That means if you are brought up for suspension, for termination, for demotion, those kinds of things, you get a local attorney, which we can help you find. We have a network of attorneys, and you can get a local attorney to represent you and consult with you at a hearing, say, for example, before your school board or what have you. And finally, I think the most important benefit is unlimited legal and educational consultation. What that means is, as a member, you can call us anytime. As much as you want. We have a staff attorney who will help you, and you can ask away. I've got the situation. What do I do? And so that unlimited legal educational consultation becomes a huge thing for our members when they know they can have someone to help them. I see the question about Canadian teachers. Sorry, we don't work with the Canadian laws, so we'll be happy to pray for you and encourage you. But in terms of legal advice, that would be a little harder for us. But we could probably connect you with some people. All right, the ministry wing. One thing we're trying to do, our vision statement, is to transform schools with God's love and truth. We're putting on some events around the country that are designed to catalyze teachers across entire cities to come to an event, get encouraged, get trained, get equipped, get blessed, and go back to their schools with a more of a missional mindset of realizing I can step out in faith and see God transform my school. Other people are doing it. I could do it too. And those are pretty exciting events. I was just up in Bakersfield, California, Sunday night, and got to speak to about 250 teachers gathered up there. And so that's, if you're interested in doing that kind of thing, go on our website, ceai.org, and go to the Lift America tab and check that out. Some other member benefits, prayer support. If you need prayer, we'd call us. We'd love to pray with you and pray for you. We do a magazine called Teachers of Vision magazine. If you want to write for our magazine, that's another option for you as well. We have daily devotionals we send out via email. We have email updates that go out about the latest news and events happening that they affect you in terms of your role as a public school teacher and a Christian. So very helpful resources. Our website's full of a resource center. We can download things that will be of value to you as a Christian teacher. So we just wanted to give you an option to become a member. if that would meet your needs. Consider becoming what we call a member with coverage. And what that means is that it gets you the insurance, that gets you the job extra protection, that gets you the educational and legal consulting on an unlimited basis. So we have a little promotion just for the sake of this event. If you join by the end of this week by Sunday night, we're going to send you a free copy of Standing on the Word. This is a book written by our former executive director, Finn Larson. And he basically goes through and says, look, even though the law is the law, you can live out biblical principles on your school and see your school transformed. And he's been a teacher, a counselor, a principal, and a superintendent. And he has stories from all kinds of different roles and different situations. And so amazing stories, and we'll send you a free copy of that. If you end up joining Christian Educators as a member with coverage by the end of this week. And I know, we're not trying to be, used car salesmen here, but I know sometimes you need a little extra incentive to go ahead and do it. And because sometimes we just forget and we just kind of don't go back to it. And so if any of you join tonight, we will put your name in a chance to win $100 off your membership. So that's just a special incentive. If you join tonight, we'd love to have you as members, have a chance to serve you and bless you and pray for you. And the price of a Christian Educators membership is $239 a year, which is way cheaper than unions. I pay out here in California for a union $1,000 a year, so much less expensive. Or you could do a monthly as well, and plus a small little credit card service fee for that. But very cheap compared to what you're getting. And if you have questions about that, you can go to CEAI.org/teach for the heart, and you can get all your questions answered, hopefully. And there's also an email address that you can send things to. I'll put that up here now. teachfortheheart@CEAI.org is email address for you to send your questions. So we'd be happy to answer those.